Former Fox News host Tucker Carlson has raised alarm about the possibility of attempts on the life of former President Donald Trump, claiming that the ongoing legal challenges to Trump suggest a growing desperation by Democrats to prevent Trump from retaking executive power. Appearing on Adam Carolla's podcast on Tuesday, Carlson expressed his concern that the former president could be a target for assassination. Welcome back to Resist the Mainstream. I'm Steve Inman. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the latest videos. Well, Tucker Carlson, having interviewed the former president in a pre-taped conversation last week, which was released on social media, it was released on X, formerly known as Twitter, during the Republican presidential primary debate, which Trump abstained from. As RTM previously reported, during the interview, Carlson bluntly asked Trump about the threat of assassination.
The CIA is a totally illegitimate criminal organization unless it is following precisely the orders of the elected president. Democrat or Republican, doesn't matter. So he's describing a crime. The people committing that crime in CIA should be in prison for long terms. That's the great threat to democracy right there. And the fact that no one on that set could even see that tells you how deeply corrupted they are. That's terrifying. And it's true, I happen to know. And I could bore you for hours, again, since I spent my life there and know a lot of people who work there. But the bottom line is there's no oversight at all. They were able to participate in the murder of a U.S. president and then hide that fact for 60 years by keeping those documents classified, which they still are. It's unbelievable. And it's happening in front of all of us, and nobody seems to care. But, you know, as the country declines and the democratic institutions weaken, and you wonder, how did this happen? Well, that's how it happened, right there.
What do you think the future holds? Is it...
I don't know.
I mean, are they going to let Trump be president?
No, of course. I mean, look, if, they protested him, they called him names. He won anyway. They impeached him twice on ridiculous pretenses. They fabricated a lot about what happened on January 6th in order to impeach him again. It didn't work. He came back. Then they indicted him. It didn't work. He became more popular. Then they indicted him 3 more times, and every single time his popularity rose. So if you begin with criticism, then you go to protest, then you go to impeachment, now you go to indictment, and none of them work, what's next? I mean, graph it out, man.
Although former President Donald Trump benefits from lifelong Secret Service protection due to his status, his court appearances often involve large police motorcades, indicating that law enforcement agencies prioritize his safety during public events. I mean, on paper, that looks great, sounds great, but in the current state and climate of politics converting into a banana republic, can Trump really trust anybody at this point?
We're speeding toward assassination, obviously, and no one will say that, but I don't know how you can reach that conclusion. You know what I mean? Like, they have decided, permanent Washington, both parties have decided that there's something about Trump that's so threatening to them, they just can't have him. I mean, they're putting him on trial in March of next year in the J6 case, which basically consists of trying to send him to prison for the rest of his life for complaining about the last election. That's literally what it is. Again, if this were happening in Moldova, the State Department would issue an all-hands-on-deck order to let the world know this is not a legitimate government. And yet our government is doing it.
Despite these precautions, a surge in homegrown political violence from political extremists has raised concerns about the safety of public figures such as the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump acted as the people's consultant, hired to clean the place up and to set our country back on the path of success. After all, it wasn't an accident that he won the presidency. The citizens of the United States were fed up with corporate manipulation and the internal corruption created by years of incumbency. Career politicians hate you. They hate me because we threaten their very existence within that institution. And the only solution was to trust this political outsider who proved to be far more successful than people anticipated. Before his term had even ended, the political witch hunt had already begun. And 3 years later, that threat has never been higher. So does Tucker Carlson have a valid point about the imminent danger Trump is in? Or is he giving in to conspiracy theories? Let us know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date. Until next time, I'm Steve Inman with Resist the Mainstream. Take care, and we'll see you then.